What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay, your registered nurse here, and we back with another video, man. Today I just wanted to talk about females and hair transplants. Now, this ain't an educational video. I know sometimes I try to give the nursing aspect of things, but this is a conversation. And just jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. And this is just my personal opinion. And there's some like beneficial facts in there, but anyway, man, it's good seeing y'all. Y'all keep tuning in, man. Have a blessed week. Let's jump right into it. What's good, YouTube, man? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I appreciate each and every person tapped in right now to another segment of Good Life Joe. But nah, man, I wanted to just talk about the benefits and the cons of getting FUE for females. I've had one consult call with a female prior. I've done a haircut for a female client as well, and it came out amazing. And overall, I just wanted to talk about, females getting transplants, and the pros and cons, whether it be FUE or FUT. So first, we'll start off with FUE. Again, FUE is follicular unit extraction. It's where the doctors or physician's assistants or nurses or technicians, can extract grafts from the back of your head individually and then implant those grafts in the front of your head. A surgical tool is used to make the incision site, and then the graft is placed in that site. The hair then grows in the front, and every hair that was taken from the back of that follicular unit, like that follicular junction area, that specific follicle will not grow again because it is growing in the front of your hair. The idea is that the surrounding hair in the back of the head will then camouflage and create a mosaic pattern if done very well and well organized. In reference to grafts, thickness, how much availability in the donor area, it will just create a good camouflaged area so it doesn't look over harvested. So that's FUE, right? So that's FUE. Now FUT is more of they call it more intrusive, like more invasive surgery, for the mere fact that they're actually cutting your scalp and then they're suturing the scalp back together. So they take about this much of your scalp from the back of your head out, and within that they have a plethora of grafts. Sometimes they can get 2,000, they can get 4,000. It just depends on the thickness that they take. Also, how much hair you have per cubic millimeter, I believe, or centimeter, I believe, yeah, one of those two, right? So they take that, then they suture your wound sites together, and then you have one linear scar across the back of your head. And again, they implant those grafts individually into the front. The idea for an FUT is that if you prefer to wear your hair longer, you will be okay. It will be literally inconceivable. That leaves us to the topic today, right? Should women, and this is just my opinion and a conversation for all, but should women get a FUT or an FUE, right? If a woman is getting her hairline repaired, which is like her edges in most cases, or some cases they have alopecia and they have throughout the mid scalp as well, or the crown, should they get an FUE or an FUT? Well, the goal for a woman is to get that repaired so they can wear their hair long again. So the quick answer is a woman should probably get an FUT, right? Comparatively to a man, like myself, I wear my hair short, so no matter how many grafts I get, I mean, ultimately my goal is not to get dreads or braids. It's just a full covered head of hair, even. But a woman typically just getting the hairline repaired, or maybe even some through the middle, could that be repaired with an FUT or an FUE? Both can repair them. And this is just conversation. I don't, it's coming off of the top because I've seen a couple of women and they're posting their journeys, which is amazing. And a few of them are not satisfied with how their donor area looks. And I get it, especially if you go overseas, not in particular Turkey, but anywhere overseas, it's the mantra or the stigma that you're getting less service or less experienced service because of that. And the funny thing, I wouldn't chuck it up to that. I think more or less the procedure of an FUE at a high amount of grafts, no matter if you went to Turkey, stayed in the States, went to, you know, any office out here, I just think personally an FUT is better for a woman because if it's successful, you get your hair back in the front. And if it's not, I'm sure a lot of women can wear, you know, wigs, weave, you know, and different things like that. So, you know, you're kind of at the same level you were prior to your procedure. You just have one long scar across the back of your head. But like typically women don't wear their hair very short. So it's beneficial in that fashion, if that makes sense. But FUE, the problem with an FUE at a high amount of grafts, anywhere between I would even say 4,000. If you're hitting 4,000, because a man, again, there's variables. It's thickness, it's how much hair you have, it's how healthy the donor area is, how much hair you need. There's a lot of variables, but ultimately an FUE is removing hair from the back of your head. And if your goal is to have long, you know, lustrous hair on all ends, unless you're gonna wear a mohawk as a woman, you know, I'm just saying a high number of grafts in a FUE may not be beneficial, or at least get a few. I would say if you're a woman and you're thinking about getting a transplant, go to a few doctors, start local, always start in your backyard. Like pay for a consult. Doesn't mean you have to stay with the clinic. If you want to go to Hair of Istanbul, HRS Atlanta, if you want to go to Longevita, if you want to go to Now Hair Tom or Ashley Tarkan or any of these places, no matter where they are, Colombian transplant clinics, wherever you want to go, doesn't matter. Start in your backyard. The first clinics I went to for myself was Bloxham and Feller. That was the first clinic I've ever went to. They're literally in Long Island. I'm from New York. They're in Long Island. I drove up with them and they told me that they said I'm not a good candidate for a hair transplant and they don't want to work with me because I have previous history of keloids, and they said the hair that I need versus the hair that I'm going to lose is not enough and I'm not a good candidate. So they were like, chances, they told me that other clinics would say the same thing, so don't even worry about it. And that's how my hair transplant journey started. But I say that part to say that it's a level of education that comes with experience. So start in your backyard, check out a well-known clinic, well-known, well-versed clinic. Hopefully you can speak with a physician or one of the top physicians there. Just get a consult, see what their head's at, see what they recommend, and then use that as homework to get to where you want to go. That's all I'm saying. And this is for anyone in the future. Any woman who has had a transplant already and you're not satisfied, I'm so sorry that has happened to you. Sometimes we are prepared to do one thing, and you know, sometimes the outcome is just different. And for everyone who's gone through that, I'm so sorry. You know, I empathize your position, and yeah, I hope you work through it. S&P is a good option to cover up donor area scars, even if you want to grow your hair out, even if you want to leave it low. It's better than your hair just looking more sparse, or it's better than the skin looking so raw and white. And anyone who has that type of situation knows exactly what I mean, and I definitely understand, and I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. And also, I appreciate you guys for posting, men and women, whomever is going through this experience, because regardless if the experience is good, regardless if the experience is bad, we just want to put information out there, because there was years where no one was talking. And you know, I appreciate everyone in the last few years who have spoken. I appreciate people 10 years when it was only like 2 channels out, like, you know what I'm saying? So everyone who has contributed, it's amazing, and we all appreciate you, so thank you. And it leads to conversations like this, and this one is a video, but it's more like all of this is coming off the top of the dome. I understand, and it's not like a topic to educate on, or you know, so I'll have an educational video or something like that, but like this is just like conversation, and you guys let me know what you think. It's tough. It's a tough situation, and you know, for me, I'm different. I'm a man. I could wear a fade, and women can too, but it's entirely different. So this video, I haven't done a video devoted to the conversation about women, but this one would be that. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't have all the right answers, And I think just by having the conversation, we can get closer to, better answers. And with that being said, I guess my opinion is I would, if a woman comes to me for a consult or asks for any education, I would say get a maximum 3,000 grafts if you're going FUE route. If you're gonna do FUE, I would say probably 3,000 grafts. Even if you're going over, like, you can't botch 3,000 because your head has a comfortable 7,000 healthy in one sit down, and then again, it depends. It's like 5 to 7. Everyone's hair is different. Some people could take 6,000, but their hair is so thick and dense naturally, doesn't matter. My hair was on the thinner side, so my 5,000 looks more sparse, right? But if you get anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000, you're in a better position. At least at that point, if the back of your head is still thick, still good, you can go in for a second procedure. These are lifelong choices, so in my opinion, money doesn't matter that much because you can save and get it done again if it means that much to you. But the decisions we make in regards to this are lifelong decisions. So I think these conversations are, really deep, and anyone who sits through this, I appreciate you, because you're just absorbing knowledge, you're giving knowledge in the comments, and that's what a family's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So again, FUE, I would say probably 3,000 grafts FUE. Just tell the physicians what you want. If you go overseas, they might try to max you. So try to say, 3,000. I don't want any more than 3,000. If you go here in the States, they typically don't even do that much. They try to do 1,500. They're very reserved. Though they do multiple procedures, they are very reserved with their numbers because, one, it's a monetary thing, but two, they're also being apprehensive to make sure you're not, dissatisfied with the donor area. And yeah, if you do FUT, I believe FUT is a good option as a baseline for a woman, because if you're gonna wear your hair longer, FUT is literally the procedure you want. And also FUT is cheaper. They perform this procedure at a way cheaper, more affordable rate. So that's all I gotta say about it. I love my queens. I hope you guys are, staying blessed, keeping your head up. Thanks for tuning in, man. That's it. I mean, this was a conversation video. But anyway, man, y'all stay blessed. It's your boy, Shay, your registered nurse. Might catch y'all in the next video. Peace.